location, at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, bringing you the unknown. Welcome to another spine-tingling episode of Paranormal 411. Your hosts are David Reagan and Jason Scott, and together, they dive headfirst into the mysteries that lurk just beyond our understanding, featuring notable experts ready to share their insights into the world of the strange and unknown. So pull up a chair, pour a cup of something warm, and prepare to be enthralled. Here at Paranormal 411, we're not just a radio show, we're a community of truth seekers, adventurers of the mind, exploring the boundaries of the known and unknown. We invite you to join us, to share your thoughts, your experiences, your questions. Whether you've had your own encounter with the supernatural or you're simply intrigued by the inexplicable, we want to hear from you. So, don't be shy. Drop a comment and let's unravel the mysteries of the universe together. Buckle up as we journey beyond the veil of the ordinary, into the heart of the extraordinary. This is Paranormal 411, where the inexplicable meets reality and imagination takes flight. Stay tuned and remember, in the world of the paranormal, nothing is as it seems.
Okay.
What's up, everybody?
Can everyone hear us now, please?
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Hey, Christina. Hey, Roy. Hope everybody decides to come back in and listen to this
Bird
awesome
dog
show.
in the house.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
You might want to type it in.
Oh, man.
Yes.
All right. You can hear us.
Woo!
Does it sound okay?
Does it sound good?
Because last time it sounded like we was in a little box.
Yes. Because we were.
All right.
Oh, man. We sound good. Do we look good? No, I know that's asking a
Does
lot.
the picture look? Can you see the picture? Everything. And this behind us is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary.
Right. Everybody, Roger, everybody, thanks everybody for coming in. Randy, thanks everybody. We really appreciate it. We're going to be talking about some Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary tonight.
Michelle says no.
What?
You are not fuzzy.
Well, that's good because then they'd mistake me for Bigfoot.
Michelle, you say no? You can't hear us?
Michelle, Reagan cannot hear me.
Maybe she don't want to hear
That's
you.
what I'm saying. She's got it muted. Roy says 5 by 5.
All right.
Heck yeah. Well.
Okay, she can. Your spiel.
She decided to unmute us. Well, thanks everybody for coming in. And again, like I said last week, we were forced to get new software to do this with. And so thank you for, bearing with us while we have to, go through the growing pains of all this new stuff. But thank you very much. Now, remember, you can find us at paranormal411.org, Paranormal 411 on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can also tune in live every Tuesday and Thursday nights. Also on Saturdays from 8 to 10. Saturdays also, if you live in the metro Atlanta area, you could listen to us from 10 to 11. And you can catch us on WDJY FM. That's 99.1 FM in metro Atlanta. And if you're outside of metro Atlanta, can they still hear us, Jason?
They sure can.
They can at WDJYFM.com, right?
That's right.
Or on paranormal411.org. Click the link and you can still listen to us. Remember, we're on Subspace Radio and all major podcast platforms. Don't miss the book. I'm telling you, this is an awesome book. It's awesome. If you'd come to one of our little things that we're gonna be at all month this month, you could get one of these things signed, can't they, Jason?
They can.
East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore Edition 2. It is available on Amazon or at paranormal411.org. Join us.
Guess what?
What?
It's my time.
Oh, yeah.
I got music with mine.
No, you're just good like that.
Remember, join us in the month of October. We're having some Halloween fun. This Saturday, October 12th, we're going to be at the Dead Man's Farm for the Dead Man's Market starting at 6 p.m. October 19th, guess where we're going to be?
Where we're going to be?
Upper Cumberland Bigfoot Festival.
And that's going to be fun too. Can't wait.
Yeah. Also, October 26th, we will be at Misfits and Mayhem starting at 2 p.m. in historic downtown Loudon.
You know, we walked that last week, and I'm really excited to be part of it this year.
Yeah.
Or last year. I mean,
it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So remember, mark your calendars down and come join us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, join us.
Join us.
You like my music, don't you?
I do. I'm kind of jealous.
So, like we said, we're going to be talking about Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary.
Yes.
Some dark history.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
It's real dark history.
Everybody could hear us.
Lost us again. Facebook, YouTube, it is. Hopefully it's just a connection.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
YouTube, we like you on YouTube. Anyway.
We may have to pay that pretty penny for that other service.
I don't know.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna have to start making more money.
Right.
That's what we're gonna start doing. Where you start paying pretty pennies for things.
So, Brushy Mountain, it was established in 1896. It was built in the aftermath of the Cold Creek War.
Yep.
A labor conflict that led to the end of the convict lease system in Tennessee.
Yeah.
This prison was constructed by inmates who also built a railroad and worked in the coal mines on site. So this penitentiary is right smack dab next to the coal mines.
Yes. Yep.
So the original wooden structure was replaced in the 1920s with a stone building, which you can see it now. It's pretty.
It's impressive.
Looks like a little medieval castle.
It does. It's actually, the way you look at it from this way on is an upside down cross.
Yes.
It actually goes straight back and then it cuts over.
So the materials that was made
Black Wolf
was
Paranormal.
used to make this building, the prisoners mined it themselves.
Yes. Yeah, they did a lot of pretty harsh labor back then.
Yeah.
I mean, they worked them like 18 hours a day and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and if you didn't do your work, you'd get your stripes.
You'd probably end up dead somewhere because it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the coal mine part of it, when they were coal mining, they were undercutting the other coal mines so much that there was actually a revolt where the other people from the other mines came in and, I mean, held that place up by gunpoint, telling them that they couldn't do it no more because they was getting free labor.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, how far under the prison would you go if you tried to hold a prison up? And we say we're free. No.
So from its inception, Brushy Mountain was, notorious for its pretty bad conditions.
Yeah.
Inmates faced grueling labor in the coal mines, and the prison's remote location in the rugged mountains of Tennessee.
Pretty rugged up there.
Pretty rugged. Disease, tuberculosis, typhoid fever, pneumonia, and syphilis were pretty common. Medical care was at a minimal too there. I think they did have a morgue.
Yeah, that's your medical care.
Yeah.
6 foot under.
Yeah. Inmates, they a lot of times they were beaten for underproducing in the mines.
Yep. And
even if they had health conditions, they were still forced to work. Could you imagine how many people passed away because of that mine?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say just because of the mine, death tolls are pretty dang high. Yeah. But I mean, it was when it was in full swing. It was a maximum security prison. So,
Mm-hmm.
so there was, some of the worst that was housed there. It's crazy. So, why is David on the right? I'm always on the right. It's because when you're here, Roger, you're sitting in front of us, and I'm on your left. So
David's on the right.
I'm
David's always on the right.
over here. Over on the
And
right.
I'm over here.
He's over there on my left. So this is my left hand, my right hand. No. It's been a while since you've been in the show here, Roger, hasn't it? So now Brushy Mountain has saw numerous violent incidents over its 113 years of operation. Could you imagine 113 years that prison was open?
That's a long time.
Yeah. They had inmate attacks, riots, and murders were very common. Now, the prison's harsh conditions and overcrowding contributed to a high death toll. Many prisoners died within its walls, either from violence, accidents, or diseases. What did Michelle say?
They're saying we switched on video, so let's see if that helps.
We switched on on video. You're switched.
Now, do we look normal now?
Do I look normal now? That's my right hand. Watching on screen, David is usually on your left side of your screen.
Okay. So how about now? This is what we need. We need interaction to let us know what's going on, because
new software, it's doing weird stuff, because when we see it, it's now David's on the left.
Okay, so we're good.
Okay. Lift up your left hand, Jason.
Oh, this hand.
Your military left, buddy.
Okay, look. Left.
Uh-huh.
But it looks like I'm my right.
I know. To us, see, this is what's weird, is that to us, when we're seeing it, we are, yeah, Roger, we're really not normal. Okay. Well, if it's normal for y'all, then that's all right. Then we'll be backwards to ourselves. Its video is mirrored. See, to us, it looks mirrored now, doesn't it, Jason?
Yeah.
Looks weird.
I think we got a mirrorless camera.
Probably. I don't know. Because in the other software, it didn't do this.
As long as you can see the face that only a mama would love.
If you could see what should be on radio and not on TV. Now we look as usual. Okay. Well, thank you. James Earl Ray was one of the most infamous inmates. If you don't know who James Earl Ray is, he was the person who shot Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, Ray was transferred to Brushy Mountain in 1977. He did attempt to escape on June 10th, 1977 by climbing over a fence with 6 other inmates. Now, Ray was recaptured less than 58 hours later in the mountains, only 8 miles from the prison.
Mm.
You've been up there, haven't you, Jason?
I've been by there.
Oh,
I've not been.
I mean, the mountains are like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, it is a rugged terrain. And then the only thing around there is the town of Petros.
Yeah.
So if you don't belong there, people were pretty much like, who are you? Back then.
I think another famous or another fact about James Earl Ray, he was an escapee from a prison out in somewhere out in the middle
Tennessee.
In middle United States, in the Midwest, and he escaped there, then committed the crime.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's escaped there, came to, wasn't it Memphis?
Memphis, yes.
Yeah, Memphis, where he shot Martin Luther King, and then got put in a prison
Brushy
here.
Mountain.
And he got put in a prison here that
he escaped from there.
You escaped, but he didn't make it far.
No.
He was gone for a minute, but he didn't make it far. He definitely didn't have mountaineering skills, did he?
Probably city boy.
Probably. I would say
I think they caught him. I thought they caught him in like Europe.
No, it was right there. He did not make it out of
Oh, okay.
that area. Yeah. Matter of fact, the town of Petros, most people that lived in that town worked somehow for the prison. And so they formed posses and stuff and went after him. And he didn't make it far. Yeah, he got tired and heck with that. Stopped running. He didn't
Yeah.
want it bad enough.
He should have just been good.
Yeah.
You gonna do chapter 3?
Roger says, "No, you guys are backwards." Oh, I get it. I
Yeah.
slipped into a parallel dimension. You are in a parallel dimension, Raj. Oh. To us, we seem backwards now. Jason's sitting where I sit, and I'm sitting where Jason sits.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
and the building looks backwards. Doesn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. You want to take the next one?
So throughout its history, Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary was the site of numerous deaths. It is estimated that around 10,000 people died on the property.
It's a lot.
Yeah, from mining, war. There was war battles there, disease, and prison attacks.
Yep.
The prison had its own morgue and crematorium to handle such the high number of deaths that was happening.
Randy says that we look good to him.
All right.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine 10,000 deaths? And you wonder why this place is haunted.
Yeah.
10,000. I mean, I think that just the amount of people that were killed on the property itself, not even inside the walls of the prison,
Right.
would probably be bad enough.
So inmates, they died of violence, inmate on inmate,
Roy says he wouldn't go that far.
disease and accidents.
Woo! Woo!
I'm sorry. Disease and accidents. The harsh working conditions in the coal mines led to a lot of fatalities, and the violent environment within the walls of the prison resulted in a lot of murders.
Yeah.
So diseases, like we said before, were rampant, and medical care was,
little bitty.
Little bitty.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you cram people, together. So, and I'd say that the cleanliness was.
I'm sure
terrible.
It was clean though. Yeah, it had to be clean.
Sure, because you don't get diseases in filthy or clean environments, right?
No.
Now, Brushy is been reported to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. There is numerous reports of unexplained phenomena. Visitors and investigators have experienced a variety of supernatural occurrences, including disembodied voices, shadowy figures, and sudden drops in temperature. Now, these experiences are often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of dread and unease, as if the very walls of the prison are imbued with the suffering and despair of its former inmates. I believe that is true.
I was going to say, you took the tour.
Yes. I did the daytime. I did not do an after hours nighttime investigation tour. Me and the wife did.
You're pretty, what do they call it?
Intuitive. Yeah.
And did you feel anything at all?
There were some places that was heavy, especially when you got next to where the solitary confinement and stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
You could feel the heaviness in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a few other places in the yard even where the gymnasium was pretty heavy. It was a very heavy environment. What does Roger say? I remember when I lived up there, I'd drive by occasionally, and it was in the middle of nowhere. Yes, it is still the same. It is way out in the boonies. Well, like I said, it's an hour away from where we live, and it's way up in the boonies. Matter of fact, when that prison closed down, um, not very far, just kind of on the other side of the mountain from Petros, Morgan County Prison was built, and put there when they closed this one. But just because of that very factor was the fact that it's so far out and there's hardly anything there. If you escape, you better be able to live off the land.
Yeah.
Because there's not much more.
Is that where there's some state park up there?
Yeah, Frozen Head.
Frozen Head, yeah.
Frozen Head is just right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty rugged.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a beautiful place though. I mean the mountains and everything there are beautiful. For sure. I don't know why, but I've got a frog in my throat.
I've got the sneezes and you got the frogs.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's that time of year. Now, the solitary confinement block was known as D block, is particularly notorious for eerie atmosphere. And that's where I said I really felt a heaviness when I was there. You could feel it. It's in a little hole area.
D block?
Yeah. It's a solitary confinement area. I had an uncle that was in this particular prison when it was open. And he said, he is no longer alive, but he said that when he was in solitary, that those prison guards would give him like a can, like beans or something, and tell him to figure out how to open it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what he would get. That'd be his food for all day.
I know I was reading about it, and they said if you were in confinement, you'd get one good meal every 3 days, and the rest of the time they were giving you hard bread and water.
Yeah, he said that they would actually give him a can of something and tell him to figure out how to open it.
That's pretty crazy.
Yep. What's crazy about that is why would you give someone in solitary confinement something that they could kill themselves or someone else with? But he said that it happened pretty often. Now animals reportedly refuse to enter this area. Investigators that have gone in there have heard unsettling sounds like oinking pigs. Isn't that crazy? Which some believe are linked to stories of demons being cast into swine. That seems like going pretty far there.
Well, I know that was a site for a lot of war. I mean, I think like even maybe the Indians had skirmishes in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happened in that area anyway. Now the oppressive silence of D block is often broken by the faint sounds of footsteps and whispers. It's kind of as if the spirits of the prisoners who once languished there are still trying to communicate with us.
We gotta go for it. It costs too much, man.
It
costs
$1,800.
I know,
for a one-night investigation.
People are getting rich off of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I say we need to have us a place.
Yeah,
but let's actually keep it. Bring people in and let them investigate, and not charge them. An arm and a leg.
Yeah, just enough to keep the doors open.
Pigs, Captain Howdy. But I mean, we're about to do a pretty good investigation here coming up.
Yeah, if I can get her to message me back.
Well, you need to go over there again.
We need to go over there one evening.
Go over there on another Wednesday?
Yeah.
Because she said anytime. So.
Am I up?
You're up? We could do this one and then we could go to break.
Okay. So.
Everybody don't leave us when we go to break.
The laundry room is one of the most active areas in the prison. A lot of visitors have reported being touched by unseen forces and seeing apparitions.
Yeah.
A ghost named Charlie is said to roam in the area and often making his presence known by moving objects. So that's like poltergeist stuff.
Yep.
Or he creates cold spots too. One visitor recounted an experience where they felt a cold hand brushed against their arm only to turn and find no one there. The sense of being watched is always there, and many leave the laundry room with an unshakable feeling of unease.
That would be pretty cool.
Unease, yes.
Do it again.
Unease.
You know, I've always wanted to go here and investigate. And we've talked to some people who have investigated it. And we just have to get enough people to where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they are very high in what they charge to go there. But I think that's the problem with a lot of places like this that have gotten such, notoriety from, your big time investigators who go there and do these TV series about them and all that stuff. These people are like, oh, now we can charge you, $1 million to come here for one night. Yeah. Because it really doesn't make any sense. Not to me.
No.
But hey, we don't own it. So.
All right. We're going to take a quick break.
We will be back. Please.
Yes.
Do not leave because, hey, we know we are watching. We know exactly how many of you are there.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in just a minute.
We'll be back.
Tennessee lies a pizzeria like no other. Step through the door of Legends and Lore Pizzeria and be transported to a realm where paranormal and cryptid encounters along with mouth-watering pizza go hand in hand. Meet Eddie and his crew, who serve up slices of the supernatural along with the best pies in town. With the walls adorned with eerie artifacts, indulge in piping hot slices that melt in your mouth and tease your taste buds. And it's not just the locals who love the incredible pizza. Legends and Lore has been selected as the best pizza joint in all of Monroe County. As lovers of everything pizza and the paranormal, the owners have mastered the art of crafting unforgettable combinations that will leave you wanting more. To stay connected with this mystical eatery, follow Legends and Lore Pizzeria on Facebook, where tales of their latest creations and upcoming specials will be shared. Make sure to browse their custom menu, featuring legendary pizzas like the Chupacabra Ranch and the Exorcist. So, whether you have an appetite for the supernatural or simply seek the best pizza in town, Legends and Lore is the place to be. Come for the unforgettable flavors, stay for the captivating stories, and find yourself in a world where legends and pizza collide.
What if the world we know is merely a fraction of reality? What if there are forces, entities, and phenomena that exist just beyond our comprehension in the shadows of the unknown? Welcome to Paranormal 411, your gateway to the unexplained and the downright chilling.
Get ready to rock with the electrifying sound of Catalyst, a band that's sure to leave you wanting more. With their powerful lyrics and killer riffs, Catalyst is a great sound in the world of rock music. You can listen and find Catalyst on Bandcamp, or go to the link at paranormal411.org and click on their banner.
Hey,
All right.
we are
We're
back.
back. And I saw that we lost a few.
We lost 2 people.
Maybe they just went to use the bathroom.
Maybe.
Hey, Randy, we might set that up one of these days to where, I think for that $1,500 or whatever it is, you get to take like 10 people or something, 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a great song. That is Catalyst. Everybody that likes the music, that is Catalyst East Tennessee. You could go to paranormal411.org and click the link, and you could look at all their music. They've got some really great music. This is Jason's favorite song by them.
Yeah, it's my favorite song.
It's called Vagabond. That's a good song.
This is one of the best songs they've did, I believe.
Yeah.
You can go to the Bandcamp or our website.
Yeah.
Click on the link.
Yeah.
And you can get it.
Definitely go to, Bandcamp and look up Catalyst East Tennessee, or you go, like Jason said, to paranormal411.org and click the link there and go to their thing, and you can see both their albums that they've got up there. So,
oh yeah,
really good songs, and we appreciate them for letting us use their music on our show.
Yeah. So if you just join us, we're talking about Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary here in Petros.
Yes. Petros,
Tennessee.
East Tennessee. Just an hour away from us. A little bit north.
A little bit.
Just a little bit north. But it's a pretty cool place. Love it. It's very haunted. Another place though, getting back to some of the, things that are kind of haunted and stuff there. Cell 28. Now, this is the cell that James Earl Ray was housed in. Now, this is purportedly another hotspot for paranormal activity. Now, Ray did not die at Brushy Mountain, but visitors have reported seeing an apparition of a man near his cell. Now, this figure is often described as wearing prison garb and having a forlorn expression. So he's sad. I guess being there would not be fun anyway. Yeah. Some believe that this spirit is Ray himself, while others think it might be another inmate who met a tragic end within the prison walls. I would say probably the latter.
Yeah.
Because, again, James Earl Ray did not die there. And I don't think that he in the afterlife would want to go haunt it.
No, I don't. I don't think he spent enough time there.
No, he wasn't there that long before they moved him.
Yeah.
So, show. What did they say? Roger says, "I'll bring my video of my stick figures over. Bring it over. Come over and do a show. Come do a Thursday show with us, Rog." And
I can't. I gotta work Friday.
Oh man, that sucks.
We'd be out of here by 8:30.
Yep, we would. We would, really. Nah, seriously, man.
So the gymnasium is also notorious for its poltergeist activities.
Yes. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
But now there's supposed to be a lot of death that happened inside the gymnasium.
I would say that's where they shanked people.
There, a lot of shankings happen in the, where you eat at in the cafeterias.
Speaking of that, this is just bringing my mind to something crazy.
Roger says Saturday. Well, Saturday.
We won't be here Saturday.
We've got the next 3 Saturdays. We're busy. We will not be doing a show for the next 3 Saturdays.
But talking about this brings back, if you like comedy, and you like movies, and you want to watch a good movie, you may have seen it before, but it's called Big Stan.
Big Stan.
Yes, I think it's on Tubi. But you gotta, if you like comedy. I mean, I wouldn't let the kids watch it, but Big Stan is a good movie comedy if you want to watch it.
Roger says, "Okay, Thursday." You know where the bunker is, Raj.
So the gymnasium Reports include objects moving on their own and a strange colored lights appearing out of nowhere.
So orbs.
Orbs. A lot of shadow figures are seen near the doorway, and some of the visitors have even heard the sounds of a basketball bouncing. Despite the gym being empty, the gymnasium's dark history includes several murders. It's hard to find any murders. I mean, I tried to look some murders up, but they don't give no names.
Right.
They won't give no names.
And
it seems to fuel the paranormal energy, that's happening there.
Roger Gibson says he's seen it and it's good. And Roger Welch says
that movie
is funny.
Have you never seen it?
No,
you got to watch it. It's got I can't think of his name. He played in Hot Chick and I think American Gigolo. I can't think of his name.
The little short guy.
Yeah.
The one that also played in that one where he was like a werewolf or an animal or something, and he would transform and go run off, and he'd have like fur in his mouth when he'd wake up.
I don't know, but it's funny. You got to watch it.
Okay.
You'll know what I'm talking about when you watch it.
Okay. Something that the wife and I could watch?
Yeah. No kids.
Yeah. No grandkids over?
No.
Gotcha. Now, the auditorium is where several murders occurred. It is another area that has a lot of ghostly encounters. Now, visitors have reported seeing apparitions and hearing unexplained noises. They've heard things like footsteps. What are you doing?
Rob Schneider.
Join us. That's it. Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Yes. Whispers and footsteps. Now, one chilling account involves a visitor who saw a shadowy figure sitting in one of the seats, but it vanished as they approached it. Now, there's also people who had the sense of being watched. And a lot of people leave with feeling of having been in the presence of something otherworldly. Otherworldly. Yes, that's it. You can do it all night long. Yes.
Bobby Boucher.
Yes. The auditorium, when we went and did the day tour, you could feel a heaviness inside there. You really could. Said I would love to do a nighttime tour, but it's too expensive. Mark it down.
A lot of ghost adventurers have conducted a lot of investigations at Brushy Mountain. They've uncovered a lot of paranormal activity. So during some of their investigations, they've captured a lot of unexplained noises, such as disembodied voices and footsteps, poltergeist activity, shadowy figures. The teams used a variety of equipment, including EMF, thermal camera, EVP recorders, and they documented. Have they ever made a TV show with Brushy Mountain on it?
Yeah, there's a lot. I've not seen any. Yeah, there's a lot. There is quite a few that you could go on pretty much any streaming service and watch.
Yeah. So the investigations and the evidence they captured suggested it was from former inmates. And
I would say that for sure. I mean, because everybody that's died there was an inmate of one sort or another. I mean,
and I think
whether they were put to work in the mines at the time when it first opened, and
there was a spot somewhere where they would take the people that had died and put them there. I don't know if it was the morgue or close to the morgue. I thought it was outside, sort of, where they would put the bodies there and wait for their families to come claim them.
Yeah, and if they didn't, then they had the paupers' graves that they actually had too. I know that, what was it, cell block D or something, at one point before it became Max, or where they did the solitary. I think that's where they put bodies too.
Yeah, maybe that was what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, they put a lot of bodies in that area before it became that. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I'll tell you, when I was in that area particularly, I could feel the weight of the place. Hey Eddie, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Eddie?
I think Eddie has been there.
Has he done the tour?
He
The
did
paranormal tour?
He did the overnight investigation there. Yes.
Mm.
Roger says sister dated a guy who was there and wrote a book about it. Huh. And he still works there. So he does tours and stuff now, because a lot of inmates, or ex-inmates, they have there doing night tours and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty interesting. But Eddie, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie and Susan both have gone for an overnight tour there. But it was back when it didn't cost $1 million and your
Yeah.
left leg and your firstborn.
I think he said the food there was outrageously expensive.
It wasn't when we went.
Mm.
When we went, it wasn't bad, and it was actually really good. They've got a distillery on site too.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't try that, but we was riding motorcycles up there, so I didn't want to, drinking.
Yeah, Eddie says he stayed the night there.
Yeah, they did a nighttime investigation, because I remember him and Susan talking about them doing the cigarette thing, where they have a thing where you could put a cigarette in a special spot, and you could actually see like someone taking draws off of it.
Hmm.
On like the bars or something.
That reminds me of another thing. They did have an inmate there that you would probably wouldn't think there would be an inmate. It was a deer. It was named Geronimo.
Really?
I'm serious. They kept it there. It was like their pet. And it would chew on cigarette butts. And its name was Geronimo. And I think they said they seen it up like on the mountainside, and it came down to them and all this stuff, and they kept it. And it would chew on cigarette butts, and they had to put it down because it had broken its leg and some other odd things happened to it. But
wow.
Geronimo, that was its name.
Roger Welch distilling in the toilet. It's not that kind of hooch, but no, they actually have a full on distillery there, and they distill like white lightning. So some corn liquor, but I think they do also do some
Wine.
No, I think most of it is like and you can buy it while you're there, in the nice gift shops and stuff, But yeah, it was a pretty neat place. It's definitely worth a daytime tour. There's a movie that you get to watch, and it talks about not this side of it. At least when I went, there was nothing with the paranormal side.
No ghostly side.
No, but it was all about how it was inmate built. And, the back side of it, which you can't really see in this picture here, but the back side of it backs up against a big bluff. And so they only had to build like 3, fences, because that acted as a natural fence. Because it was pretty much it's a sheer bluff on that back side.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat. And I think that's where a lot of the rock was taken from to build the prison. Now, there's a lot of personal accounts that come from here too. Some of them are tour guides and visitors that have shared numerous and personal accounts of their encounters with the paranormal at Brushy. Now, one guide recounted an experience where they felt a sudden, intense cold spot in the middle of a warm, sunny day. As they stood in the cold spot, they heard a faint whisper in their ear saying, "Help me." Could you imagine? Help me. The guide turned to find no one there, but the experience left them shaken. How would you feel?
Help me.
Help.
Yeah.
What if that was somebody that was just stabbed and dying? Their last words.
Ain't no telling what all went on there.
Tons of it. For a fact, it's tons of stuff. Like I said, that was one of the worst prisons to be in when it was open in the state of Tennessee. It was max. So now another visitor described seeing a shadowy figure at the end of a hallway. And as they approached, the figure seemed to dissolve into the wall. Now, this visitor later learned that the hallway was the site of a violent altercation between inmates, resulting in several deaths. Now, these personal accounts add to the eerie atmosphere of Brushy Mountain and provide compelling evidence of its haunted reputation. Haunted. It is haunted. Eddie can tell you.
Yeah, you get a place like that with a lot of violence and murder, and it's going to be something there, even if it's residual.
Well, and that's exactly where I was just about to go. You know, even the residual out of a place like this, I think would be
Pretty scary.
Yeah, I think so. Because of the fact that everything that this property, the building itself, the property and everything, all this energy that it absorbed was all negative. I would doubt that there's very much positive energy going on in a place like that.
I think when they first built it in 1800s, they were trying to reform, people as part of that's why you see the cross the way it's built. The structure was built like a cross for a reason, because it was like a religious reforming place.
So let's beat you and chain you up. And
to me, religious reforming don't work well.
No, it's like jumbo shrimp. It's an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. It shouldn't even exist. Or military intelligence. There's another one.
Yeah.
Now there's some physical interactions that's happened. There has been some unseen forces that are uncommon at Brushy Mountain. Some visitors have reported being touched, scratched, or even choked by entities. One particularly account involves a visitor who felt a tight grip around their neck. What do you think about that? As if someone was trying to strangle them. Now the grip released suddenly, leaving the visitor gasping for breath with visible red marks on their neck. Now, these physical interactions are often accompanied by a sense of malevolence, as if the spirits are angry and seeking vengeance. They don't want you there. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Get out.
This is my house.
That's right.
So, you said earlier they did tours and stuff, a variety of tours, including the standard tour, which you took.
Yes.
And then there's the overnight investigation. The overnight investigations are popular because they allow the visitors to spend the night in the prison like Eddie did.
Yes.
And experience its haunted atmosphere firsthand. And there's been a lot of evidence, collected from these investigators that have done this, including the voices, the shadows, and the physical forces. You can go ahead and talk about the firsthand accounts.
Okay. Now, one of the firsthand accounts was from Debbie Williams. Was a former correctional officer who worked at Brushy Mountain for 28 years. Now, she shared her experiences during a personal tour. She recounted feelings of a sudden, intense cold spot in the middle of a warm, sunny day. As she stood in a cold spot, she heard the whisper in her ear saying, "Help me." Now, the experience left her shaken and convinced that the prison was haunted. So now we have a person tied to the story.
Yeah.
Another one, Ryan uh, was a journalist who explored Brushy Mountain with a small group of people. Now, Ryan described seeing a shadowy figure at the end of the hallway. Now, when he approached, the figure seemed to dissolve, and then he later, learned that that was where inmates had an altercation and resulted in several deaths. Now, again, a name tied to the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Calvin joined with Ryan on their exploration of Brushy, and he described the feeling of a tight grip around his neck. So here's the person that got choked. The grip was released suddenly, leaving him gasping, and had red marks on his neck. So here's the people themselves that actually told, and these are all guides. Most of
Mm-hmm.
them are.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
What would you do? What would you do, Jason, if you felt the?
I'd probably have a heart attack.
Come on. I've been scratched before. And so, with that, you have to start thinking logically, but not let your logical mind try to overthink things, because a lot of people, when they get into those situations, they try to over rationalize
Mm-hmm.
the situation. And a lot of times when you start over rationalizing things that you cannot rationalize,
Yeah.
so trying to put rationality to something that is not rational, will make you feel crazy. You'll start feeling like you're insane.
Mm-hmm.
So is that when it comes to stuff like this, you cannot by any means, rationalize it. I've had people do that before. Come to me and talk to me about something that bothered them. They'll know who I'm talking about.
Will they?
Yes, they will know. But that's the thing, is that if you're ever wanting to do something like this, I really suggest starting off with smaller things, not going to a place like this. And I would say, dude, want a beer? Would you be like, dude, want a beer? Could you be getting choked, I would say don't start in some place like this, though. Start doing residential stuff, smaller things. Work your way into it, because, this kind of thing is a state of mind just as much as it is anything else. If you go into these places already psyching yourself up for what you're, I mean, it's okay to go in, wanting to have experiences, because that's why we do these kinds of things. But when you go in there psyched up about, oh my gosh, this is going to maybe happen, and this is going to maybe happen, and you get all these bad thoughts in your head, it's
Probably
setting.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
In your mind.
Yes. Yeah. Any little thing is going to set you off, So I would really, really say that, start small, start doing small stuff, go to graveyards, go to places where your car's really close. Well, it's Roger say, people, I joke all the time. I haven't lost it. Sounds like a Rogerism.
Yep. All right. So I guess that's the show.
That's the show, everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and also thank everybody for dealing with
the audio
problem issues that we had.
Hopefully it's fixed now. We can, unless something happens while we're not here,
a ghostly figure comes
and pushes some buttons, maybe
turns on the computer and goes, it's possible. Or there's an update with Windows and it changes settings.
All right.
Talk about spirits, right? Hey, thanks everybody, and we'll hopefully see you here on Thursday when we're here, Remember, you can find us at paranormal411.org, paranormal411 on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Live and Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. We will not have another Saturday show this month, though. Will we, Jason?
No.
But on Saturdays, if you want to listen to us, you can listen to us at 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that is on WDJY. If you're in the Metro Atlanta area, that's 99.1 FM. If you're outside the Metro Atlanta area, that is WDJYFM.com. Or you go to paranormal411.org, click the link, and you can listen to us on Saturday anyway, even though we're not going to be here. Remember, we're on Subspace Radio and all major podcast platforms. The book, I'm just going to say it, the book, East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore Edition 2. It's an awesome little book. This is the hardback cover and beautiful. Available on Amazon or at paranormal411.org. Join us.
Join us.
Join us. Have
We'll
a good night.
We'll see you Thursday.
Thursday night.